Hey, it's Val Talnart once again with the Has Been Heroes Boss Tips video going into Area 5 with one of its bosses, Bobob and Dumm. Bobob and Dumm are a real big difficulty spike. The main reason why, it's all about having good gear and good spells. You must have them to have a much easier time of the fight. So you want to plan your routes out to get maximum loot and spells. Now there's two bosses throughout this entire fight. You have Dumm, who's the fat guy. He has 10 stamina, 4,200 hit points, 1 attack, and he's fire immune. Then you have Bobob, who's the Yeti, who's thin with the mace. He has 18 stamina, 4,200 hit points, 1 attack, and he's ice immune. Now, Bobob is the main caster of the two of them. And the two spells he does have, when he raises his mace and you see a purple glow, he's going to summon a Yeti. The Yetis are pretty boring. They die fast, so they're not much of an issue, but it's better not to let him cast them. The other ability that he has is a Freeze Lance, which when it hits, obviously, it's going to freeze and cause a person to thaw very quickly, which can be very dangerous because if they get frozen again, water plus freeze equals a very long freeze, which is not good in this fight. They are moderately fast, and the other danger is when they take full damage, either by over stamina or by breaking them out of stun, they will actually swap lanes. This also applies if you hit them with the wind spell, so keep that in mind. The main thing is, you just want to keep their stamina down and just focus on one of them, because the quicker you get one down, the easier the fight is going to be. Due to their high stamina, you want to use stamina breaker spells, so if you have any kind of portals, if you have the Luchador Florencio, use Thunderstrike. If you have the Warrior, use Hot Potato. Anything that's handy. Anything that gets rid of stamina, it'll make the fight a lot easier. The other main thing, just cancel Bobob's casting, because it makes the fight less annoying. Plus, you don't want them to cause Freeze Lancer to freeze someone and thaw them out, because that'll make things a lot more dangerous. If you have Water and Lightning, that's great because they're going to do extra damage. If you have Wind, that's even better because they're going to cause knockbacks to the enemies. And then finally, if you have any fire spells, your water spells will cause puddles, and you can actually use a fire to cause steam to erupt and cause slowdown. But with that, Bobob and Dumm go down pretty quickly, and with that, we are going to go to the next boss. See you then. What, you think there's going to be another video that quickly? Well, you're wrong, because here's a big fat surprise. Say hello to the Antipodean horror. This is a real boss that you have to deal with in this boss fight. Once Bobob or Dumm die, the other one instantly transforms into the Antipodean horror. And it has immunity to both fire and ice, but it's still vulnerable to steam, so you can use that to your advantage. So soak them and burn those puddles, because you want to slow him down as much as possible. He is very fast, and he continues to lane swap as he takes damage. Now, he has a lot of different abilities here. He has an elemental shift, in which he can go between an ice form and a fire form. The ice form is somewhat slow, but the fire form, where his crystals become red, he becomes very fast, and that is why you need to keep him under control with steam. He also gains a teleport, and a Flame Explosion spell, where they have similar tells, but the explosion has one of those telltale flame orbs coming up in his hands. If you see him glowing blue, cancel him. Cancel him by any means necessary, by hitting him with a spell, by hitting him with melee. Because if he teleports in front of you, it's going to be a bad time, especially if your characters are soaked. Because if he hits you with melee damage while he's inside the ice form, he will full party freeze the party. And if your characters are soaked, that is going to be a very lengthy freeze, and it's quite possible, depending on your stamina or your hit points, that it is probably going to be a wipe. Overall, though, the Antipodean Horror only has 12 stamina, so it isn't as bad as Bobob from the first form of the fight. And his hit points aren't that much of a boost from the two of them, at only 45-50. But he does have those two attacks, so he can hit hard. And because of that full party freeze, if he punches you in his ice form, it's bad. It is very bad. But with enough of practice and patience, the Antipodean Horror does go down, and you'll be moving on to the next boss. So the next video we're going to be dealing with is going to be everyone's favorite boss of Area 5, the Ghost Dad. This is Val Townheart signing off, and see you then.
The great monster is slain.